What's going on, guys? It's Mr. Creatine or Riddick back again with another story time today. So, enough with my bullshit, let's just get into it. So, this one's back from late September of my junior year, which was almost 2 years ago, which is crazy to think about. But at this point in time, I was kind of just like doing a lot of things. The year had just started, I was playing football, I was always hanging out with my friends, I was going to school. I was talking to a girl at the time. Like, I just had a lot going for me at this point in time. And around this time, also, my one friend who I talk about in videos pretty frequently, who I think I call Kevin, had just turned 18. And he was throwing a little birthday party and had invited me and some of our other closer friends at the time. And if you guys have seen my videos before, you know me. I always love a good function with some of my closer friends. And Kevin had also invited the girl I was talking to at this point in time, who we'll just call Megan for the sake of privacy, which I was also pretty happy about. So then we'll fast forward to the day of the party when everything takes place, and I was just talking to Megan about like when she was gonna pick me up to go to the party, because I'd asked her a couple days prior if she would take me up because of the fact she was picking up one of her other friends who had got invited that lived like, I think, not even a minute walk away from me. And she had let me know that she would come to get me like pretty later in the day, around like 5 p.m. ish, I think. And eventually it gets to be about that time that Megan said she was gonna come pick me up at. So I get all my things around that I was gonna take, which probably just would have been like a water bottle or something, because I wasn't really smoking at the time to have the want to bring weed up to Kevin's party. And I just go outside on my porch, and sure enough, within like 5 minutes, Megan's there and she picks me up. And after she picks me up, me, Megan, and her one friend, who we'll just call Allison, all just depart from my house and leave to go to Kevin's party. And Kevin's house, which is where the party was being thrown at, was like a good 20-minute drive into the middle of nowhere. So the three of us are kind of just jamming out in the car on the way up to Kevin's house. And sure enough, we end up getting up to Kevin's house. All three of us get out of the car and we just go up to like where the little party was being held at, which was like out back behind Kevin's house. And I walk up to Kevin, I greet him, tell him thank you for inviting me. Then I greet one of our other friends, who we'll just call Josh, who was another person I was pretty close with at this point in time. I don't really talk to him anymore, but you'll probably hear some stories about him here in the future. And yeah, after we just, say hello to everybody and start talking to each other, we all just start hanging out for a little bit around this little like fire pit area that I think Kevin and his mom had set up for us before the party. And after like 15-20 minutes of the five of us all just hanging out around this fire pit, just talking to each other, I don't even think we had the fire lit yet at this point. This one truck that looked very familiar to me pulled up, and the reason it looked familiar was because of the fact it belonged to this one girl that Kevin was friends with, who we'll just call Ashley. And I never have particularly liked Ashley because of the fact that she dated my older brother, and then Kevin didn't like her anymore after she low-key did some foul shit. But we're not going to talk about that today. But yeah, Ashley had pulled up and she brought three other people with her. This one dude who we'll just call Cameron, who was one of the main characters in the video about me smoking using one of my art projects. This one dude who we'll just call Brendan, and this other dude who we'll just call Jerry. And after they pull up, they all get out of the truck, but only Ashley like walks over to where everyone else is. So Kevin walks up to her, he says hi to her because they're still friends at this point in time. And after Ashley and Kevin are done saying hi to each other, she turns her attention to me and she goes, "Hey Riddick, can I ask a favor of you real quick?" I go, yeah, probably. What's up?" And she goes, "Brendan over there, like, not really in a good mood. His friends will probably explain it to you. It's not really my place to say it, but I figured it was your area of expertise based off of what, like, Cameron has told me." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll go talk to him real quick." And I just start walking over to the truck. And as I'm walking over, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, what the hell could Cameron have possibly told her that I could help with in like this situation at all? Because now I'm trying to figure out like what the situation even is. And now Cameron and Jerry are walking up to me and they're like, "Okay, so Riddick, basically what happened was Brendan is like having a pregnancy scare right now, and we both know you've had one, so we think it would be best if you go talk to him about like what to do with the situation. And I know what you guys are thinking. Yes, I've had a pregnancy scare, and no, I will not be telling you guys about it today, but I'm basically just standing there, like listening to them call me out on my shit, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go talk to him real quick, give me a couple minutes. So I walk up to Brendan, and keep in mind, this dude is only going into like ninth grade at this point in time. Like, he's only about to be a freshman. He did not need to be like having no kids running around at this point in time. So now I'm kind of just like talking to Brennan, trying to make him feel better a little bit. And I genuinely didn't even really have any advice to give him in this situation, because I didn't even really know what to do when I was in his position. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you guys is to always wear like a fucking condom when you're having sex. But yeah, that's essentially what I told Brendan to do. I was like, you gotta make sure you're always wearing like a condom, like maybe even double wrap it sometimes. Like, I don't really know what to tell you, buddy. And after we got done talking, he actually kind of felt better, which I don't even know how, because I definitely didn't have anything useful to say to him. But me and Brendan walk back up to where everyone else is, and they have an actual fire started at this point in time. And then Kevin walks up to me, and he pulls the pen out of his pocket. And I know I told you guys earlier I wasn't really smoking at this point in time. I would, like, on weekends or, like, during little get-togethers like this and during parties and shit like that. So I ripped the pen once Kevin offers it to me. And after that, we all just kind of started hanging out around the fire a little bit, just dicking off. We even found a baby snake at one point. But after, like, an hour and a half of us all just hanging out with each other, Ashley, Cameron, Brendan, and Jerry all had to leave. I don't remember specifically for what reason, but yeah, they had all left. Like, we had all said bye, and we had just continued going on with our time from there. And eventually it starts to get dark out, and that's when we all decide that we want to start playing some Manhunt. And if you don't know what Manhunt is, essentially it is hide and seek in the dark, but when you get found, you have to get tagged in order to be caught fully. And we decided on a seeker, and I'm pretty sure that it had been Josh, and we only had one seeker. So we all start our first round, and the four of us who weren't seeking all basically just like sprinted across Kevin's property. And he had a pretty big property that he lived on, so we had a lot of ground to cover before Josh came to all find us. And I think the four of us were all like grouped together on like the edge of the property, like right by Kevin's neighbor's house. And I'm pretty sure Kevin's neighbor was his uncle, but I'm not entirely like sure in that statement. But we're all hiding on the property line, and that's when we see Josh like coming like around the back of the house, and he starts turning to go around towards the front, like away from us. And we took this opportunity to all get up from where we were, and we just started running in like the opposite direction of him. And eventually we came across like this tree on Kevin's property, and I got the bright idea that I wanted to climb up this tree and hide. So I stop running, I start climbing this tree. Everyone else realizes what I'm doing, and Kevin and Megan both come over to start climbing in the tree. Allison's still just fucking running away from Josh. And sure enough, the three of us end up managing to get into this tree, and the three of us all probably looked like a bunch of fucking creepy tree people. But yeah, after we're sitting up there for like 5 minutes, we hear somebody just come like running by like under the tree that we were all on top of, and we could only assume that this was Josh. So after a good like minute or two went by of Josh running by, we all tried to just get out of the tree and like go to somewhere else to hide. And as I'm getting out of this tree, I don't know whether I'd like lost my grip on something or lost my footing, but I just fallen like completely out of the tree. And now thankfully it wasn't exactly like high up in the air, so I didn't hurt anything, thankfully, but I still basically like free fell out of a tree. And afterward, Kevin and Megan get down from the tree, like they make sure I'm okay. After I tell them I'm fine, and we all just start booking it like back down to where the house is at. And after we get down there, like we see Josh and Allison, but we also see Kevin's mom, and Kevin's mom is talking to Josh. So the three of us like walk up to Josh, Allison, and Kevin's mom, and basically Kevin's mom looks at us and asks if we were over by the neighbor's house. We all said that we were, but like we were playing Manhunt. And she says that basically the neighbor had a house sitter over, and they thought that a bunch of people were like scoping out the place, like about a break-in and shit. And we basically explained to Kevin's mom like, no, we're just like all playing a game, like dicking around. And she was like, okay, well, you guys probably shouldn't do that anymore, like, I'm sorry. And afterward, we're all kind of bummed out about it, but the five of us all, we just go sit by the fire a little bit more and start talking for like another hour or so probably. And we're all kind of just like sitting around this fire, and we're trying to figure out like what we can do to spice up this night a little bit. And we're like, okay, we can't play manhunt anymore. Like, okay, we have Kevin's pen, which we are all ripping at this point in time, so we're all getting like just faded at this point around the fire. And then Kevin looks at me and he's like, hey Riddick, do you have any weed at your house? And I was like, yeah, I think I do, or at least I could probably bug my mom for some. And while I normally like wouldn't smoke too much at this point in time, I would still have a fair amount just like around my house for when I wanted to smoke. And now we're just getting into like the discussion of going over to my house and smoking. And Josh had asked me if he could spend the night over at my house. I said I didn't care. Kevin asked me, I said I didn't care. And Megan was already spending the night over at Allison's house, which like I said was a minute away from mine, so we could hang out like when we went over to my house. And so basically Kevin went over to his mom and just asked if he could go spend the night at my house. She said yeah, that she didn't care. And the five of us basically all just go pile into Megan's car to go over to my house. And we're all still like really faded at this point in time, so none of us really had like any business being behind the wheel of a car at all. And you should not drive high at all. I cannot like give you guys that advice enough. Just don't drive high. But yeah, the five of us all just start driving down to my house. We're just listening to music on the ride down, like we're having a good fucking car ride. We're all high, just enjoying our time. And eventually we get over to my house, and you know, I walk up, I knock on the door. You know, I'm polite with the fact that I'm bringing 5 people over to my house to my mom, just completely unannounced. And, you know, after she answers the door, she surprisingly isn't upset that I just brought a bunch of people over to the house randomly. And we all just start talking to her. We're like, hey, do you have any weed? Like, we're trying to smoke a little bit. And she says, yeah, hold on, like, I'll come out to the porch. We can all smoke out of my bowl. And so now this entire night has just, like, turned into us smoking with my mom. And we all just kind of go out, we grab a seat on the porch. I'm sitting by Megan. I think Kevin and Josh are sitting next to each other and sitting off in a chair. And then my mom just comes out of the house. She's got a grinder, lighter, bowl. She's got her pack of cigarettes, you know, the usual things that she would just like carry in her inventory, I suppose. And we all just start smoking with my mom. And yeah, that's pretty much where today's story time ends. Nothing really significantly happened while we smoked with her besides the fact, like, that we smoked with her. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's story time, you all should definitely drop a like and subscribe, and comment down below what kind of stories you guys would like to see in the future. And don't forget, I'm going to be streaming Left 4 Dead 2 tomorrow, like, just all of the campaigns. And I'm going to be doing that probably around 8 p.m. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys all in that stream. Bye.